What's up, guys? If you've been following this channel for a little while, you know I've been upgrading my 2019 Ford Raptor slowly but surely. Between doing some wheels and tires, we've been doing stuff to the interior. We've also been doing a little stuff to the exterior, but what I feel it's been missing is a few more lighting things, and that's what we're fixing today. Now, if you would have caught my last Gen 1 video, you would have heard me say that I love the Morimoto XB headlights on the Gen 1 Raptor. They are so bright, and then I have those supercharged modules installed that adds even like 30% more brightness out of them. So when I get in the Gen 2 Raptor, it's just not as bright. Although you're gonna be like, the 2019 Raptor has factory LEDs. It does, but they are definitely not as bright as XB EVOs. Anyways, a short few days later after that video, I get a message that says, hey, XB EVOs are headed your way for the Gen 2 Raptor. Pumped is an understatement. So, Stage 3 Motorsports sent your boy a care package, AKA XB EVOs. These are fresh, these are new, these just came out, and I've been waiting to get my hands on them. Plus, there's just so much technology in these headlights. We're gonna break it all down for you guys. And Morimoto included 3 other items with this to cap off the exterior of the 2019 Raptor. And we already have the Morimoto fog lights installed onto the Gen 2 Raptor. I think if you're gonna do fog lights on a Gen 2, or any Raptor for that matter, I think the 3-pod layout in the bumper looks clean. And then I also have the side marker lights, which is Morimoto's black LED marker lights. Huge shout out though to Stage 3 Motorsports and Morimoto for making this happen. Head on over to stage3motorsports.com, guys. They are my preferred vendor that I've been buying parts from for over the last, I don't know how many years. Their website's super simple and so easy to navigate, but shout out to them. And also they have some of like the fastest shipping times. So if you guys are wanting parts and you're wanting them quick, Stage 3 Motorsports, head there now. We might as well just dive right in to the good stuff. These things are freaking dialed. I'll just tell you right off the get-go, what I really like about these headlights is they basically took the OEM headlight and they made it better. They have the projectors right in the same spot as the factory headlights. So it kind of retains that like factory look, but there's nothing factory about these. We might as well just go ahead and rip this off. Usually, I might save this. Usually I would leave this on when you're doing the install so that way you don't scratch it when you're installing it. Probably the coolest thing with these lights, actually, I think everything's cool about these lights, but you get these color-coded plugs. That's gonna depict the color of the DRL, and if you want sequential or roll off. So I think these ones are gonna be amber, sequential. These are gonna be the white LEDs. To swap these plugs out, they're on the back side. So currently, I've got the green ones installed, which is gonna be amber to a fade off. Once this is in, you can't swap this plug. That's why they give you these little harnesses to extend it. And then that way you can put it somewhere above where you can reach it from under the hood. Just swap these out easier. Because otherwise, you're gonna have to remove the whole light to swap that, and you don't want to do that. Oh, and see this guy right here? That's a temperature sensor. That, you're probably like, why do I need a temperature sensor on my headlights? Well, that's because these have defrost in them. Yes, they have defrost. So if you are in some sort of cold weather like me, flash your brights 4 times. As long as the temperature is like 41 degrees or colder, these are gonna activate the heaters inside of them. The heaters are these gray things right here. And if it's not 41 degrees, say it's above 41 degrees and you flash your brights 4 times, it's not gonna work because it knows it's not cold enough. So we got an extension harness here, and that's for the fuse taps. The fuse taps, there's just 2 different ones because there's 2 different fuse panels between the F-150 and the Raptor. So you only need 1 of those. And then we have 4 harness plugs. The reason why you have 4, 2 of them are the same exact ones. So there you have it. Not a whole lot to this install, and there's 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've already swapped out our module on the bottom. That's this guy right here. And now you have 30 to 50% more brightness coming out of these suckers. So you'll see right here, there's the old stalkers. If you buy these lights, just spend the extra coin and buy that module because you're buying these for the experience and you want the brightest experience you can possibly have because you bought these for a reason anyway. And I was worried we were gonna have to rip quite a bit of the front end apart to put these headlights on, but you actually don't. There's a fast way to do this, and I'll kind of show you guys real quick. Now for this last bolt, that's basically like right back here, straight back. I'm gonna take this guy. This is my custom extension from 3/8 to 1/4. See how it kind of wiggles? But this is gonna allow me to get just enough out of it back there. Or take your grill off. I'm not taking the grill off. Quick update. This is the only harness plug coming off of the Raptor. So we don't actually have to use these adapter harnesses. These are all for the halogen lights. Even these resistors, I don't need. These are for the halogens. Keep in mind, I'm working with no instructions because these aren't released yet, so I technically don't have the PDF guide. And we just need to run the fuse tap harness for the DRLs. Life is good. The verdict is, those are legit. Come over to the factory side. You could just see right now, the Morimoto DRL is like 50 million times brighter than this one. It's like a darker, deeper orange too, to where this is kind of lighter. Look at how much brighter that one is. Just super bright. This is on like steroid bright. You ever see like a Gen 3 Raptor coming down the road? You like see it from like 15 miles away and you just see those bright, bold DRLs and you just instantly know, you're like, hey, that's a Gen 3 Raptor coming my way. Now, the Gen 3 Raptor guys are gonna see this coming from 3, 4, 17 miles away and they're gonna be like, here comes another Gen 3. And then they're going to be like, wait a second, something's different. It's bright like mine, but it's not mine. And then they're going to realize it's a Gen 2. Let's flip the truck around. We're going to get it to where it's kind of outside of the garage. And then that way you can see the beam pattern on the white wall and just see stock versus aftermarket. And then we're going to do a little drone shoot and show you guys the before and after up above of the stock versus the XB EVOs. Let's just shut the light off. So there you have it. You can see how much wider the beam pattern is with the XB EVO versus the factory LED. The factory LED is just more of like a concentrated rectangle. So right now I'm covering it, and that's just one Morimoto light right now. Uncover it, adds a little. The XB EVOs just adds a ton. I don't know if you guys can see this. So this is a low beam, this is a low beam. But when you turn your high beams on, both of those are high beams because it's a bi-xenon or however you pronounce it. There's a flapper in there, opens, you get the full light. This always stays backlit. But when you turn your brights on, this is a bright as well. So you have literally 3 brights going on when you activate this, which is super insanely bright. Let me flip it on. I don't even know if you guys are going to get the full gist of how bright those brights are. I cannot wait to try these out on the road. So here, we're going to just cover up the passenger side. Like that's all just one Evo. I did run these extension harnesses so I can change out these plugs if I get bored. And if you don't have one of these plugs in, there's no plug in it, it's going to automatically default to the white LED and it might be sequential. I don't know, but if you don't have one in, it's going to default to white. Next up, this is going to be something a little simpler to swap out, but the headlights were still pretty easy. And that is the Morimoto XB taillights. These are going to retain the bliss module. The bliss module is going to go right here where it's blacked out. Full LEDs, LED reverse. What I really like about these taillights, so they give off that OEM Plus vibe. Then they have that like black to like a shadow smoke kind of look. This is just going to clean up the rear end and these are going to look super clean. Plus they're just bright. With the new taillight, all we got to do is 2 8mm bolts. They just unbolt real quick. We literally have one harness plug. This right here, this is the bliss module, which actually this technically isn't the bliss module. We're going to unbolt this because we're going to take the bliss module out of my factory light. We're going to put it in here. There's a little plug. You just plug it right in and then we're golden. Way cleaner. Look at how bright those are. I like how it's black where the bliss module is. I just feel like this looks newer, updated, just a new vehicle vibe. I don't know, look at the stock one. I know maybe from the video this looks orange because of the camera, but I assure you this is just straight up red. Next on our list of things to do is this Morimoto reverse light boost bar. This simple little LED light is going to just go on the upper part of your license plate, on the back side of course. And if you don't already have one of these, if you're picking up a pair of XB taillights, you might as well pick one of these up because these work perfectly with the XB taillights. The reason for that is when you install those taillights, you're going to notice there's just a little extra harness that you could plug something into and you're probably thinking, what is that for? That is for this guy because you have 2 options. You could unplug this. And when you unplug this, now this plugs directly into the XB taillights. You don't have to run power. But if you don't have the XB taillights, you want to get a little extra light out of the back of your truck, you're just going to wire in. It's just low voltage, 12 volt. And it's going to come with this little splice connector. And that's going to allow you to tap into your car's factory taillight harness and install this really quick. Now that was easy. Boost bar installed. way more output. Let's be real, you can't go wrong with extra reverse power. And the last thing we need to install is this X3B blacked out third brake light. This right here is the X3B. I used to run this on my 2013 F-150. I currently run it on my first gen Raptor, and now it's time to put it on the second gen. The other thing you can get for this is the rapid flash module. It does exactly as it says. You plug that thing in, this is gonna flash 3 times the minute you hit your brakes, and it is super bright, super annoying. And what I like about it is, with everybody texting and driving these days, it's a way to like capture their attention. And I know what you guys are gonna say. You're gonna say, well, you're gonna lose those 3 daytime running lights on the back of the factory one. Yes, you do lose those, but you know what? I don't really care, because I don't like the look of that clear one. That's why I'm pumped to switch this out. And then you'll be like, well, you know what? If you don't care about the 3 brake lights, that makes it DOT legal because this is a wider truck. I don't care. It should be a pretty super simple install because there's 2 screws, a new adhesive gasket, which you can see right there. These things are super sick. They are super bright. I want to say that these are brighter than the Gen 1 XB EVOs. Now, maybe I just don't have them pointed up like as high as this, but these definitely have more light output. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm going to throw up on the screen some clips of the stock headlights with the drone, and then I'll throw up some afters with the XB EVOs. And even without the brights, I'm going to show you guys another little view I took from behind the truck with the drone of just how bright these lights really are. Like, I can't wait for someone to flash their brights at me and then I get to flash my brights at them, because these brights are like brights. I mean, they're like super bright. Yeah, again, shout out to the guys over at State Street Motorsports and Morimoto for making this happen. Those things are everything I was hoping for out of the XB EVO for the Gen 2. And then we have the upgraded taillight. I'm going to tell you guys right now, you know when you stick like black wheels or dark wheels or, you know, aftermarket wheels on your vehicle, and it just seems like the paint pops more? In the light, I feel like with these taillights, because they're like darker red with the, you know, the black kind of edges, I feel like it makes the white paint pop more. Like, it looks like my white paint just seems whiter, if that makes any sense. And then finishing off with the X3B third brake light. I just think that looks so much better than that OEM clear one. We got both the Raptors tucked away in their prospective home. Anyways, both trucks are now modernized with all of the new latest and greatest Morimoto stuff. So we have the XB EVOs now on the Gen 2, XB EVOs on the Gen 1, and you can see they basically have the same exact characteristics. Plus, we've got the black marker lights on each truck. We're running out of space. I could have parked the Gen 2 over a little more, but I'm running out of space. X3B brake light, X3B brake light, XB taillights, XB taillights. And I'll be honest, I feel like the drone shot of the Gen 2 EVOs up high, I feel like it didn't do it enough justice. That's why I showed that back view. The EVOs are definitely night and day, and like the spread of it is just way further. There's a big difference. The last thing we did to kind of like modernize this, so like now I have all the newer lighting, which kind of like updated the look of this. You'll see if you caught my last video, we put in the 12-inch screen, and this literally makes me feel like I do have a 2021 or newer Raptor. That screen is so nice. It's like a QLED screen. I don't know if it actually is, but the colors, like the blacks, are like dark. So right now the Gen 2 is just setting phenomenally. But to keep miles off of the Gen 2 for a while, we're at 110,000 miles on that thing. I was driving it a lot, especially to like fishing tournaments. So now that's why the Gen 1 is basically my boat hauler, and I've just been ripping it on it daily. But again, shout out to State Street Motorsports for making this happen. I'll drop some links for you guys down below. And make sure to drop this video a like, because I stayed up till 1 a.m. 2 nights in a row during the work week. I'm tired. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.